I'm Lindsay, and I'm here to talk about how my garden and a book are shaping my mindset and, quite frankly, changing my life. My husband, son, and I are super privileged to own a house in Mount Vernon, and when we bought it 2 years ago, our front yard looked like most of the yards on the street. Grass and a few plants around the edges. Just 2 years later, it looks like this. What do you think? It was around the same time that I picked up Robin Wall Kimmerer's book called The Serviceberry. Kimmerer is an indigenous botanist, researcher, and author from the Potawatomi tribe. While we dive into some of the concepts from her book, I'd like to show you around my garden. Come on! In her book, Kimmerer discusses terms and ideas like reciprocity, the gift economy, and the importance of nature. Learning more about concepts at just about the same time our garden was going off took our sharing and intentionality to the next level. One of the quotes from the Serviceberry book that really stuck with me is this: "You can store meat in your own pantry or in the belly of your brother." Our bellies, freezer, and pantry were full of our garden produce, so we decided to put Kimmerer's words into action, and we aim to store the excess in the bellies of our human brothers and sisters. We gave them to friends, colleagues, neighbors, strangers walking down our street, and it began to feel really good. Giving away is one of the central practices of a gift economy. Here's Kimmerer again. In a gift economy, wealth is understood as having enough to share. And the practice for dealing with abundance is to give it away. In fact, status is determined not by how much one accumulates, but by how much one gives away. The tomatoes and veggies kept coming, and we kept giving out of our excess. And then we started getting back more than just smiles. One day, our neighbor Shuli arrived with a box of the most delicious plums I've ever sunk my teeth into. A while later, a different neighbor, Alex, gave us a few elderberry trees to plant. Then came the 3.5 dozen organic eggs from a neighbor across the street whom we've never even met. 2 Dungeness crabs from Shuli the plum lady. 5 pounds of fresh-caught Alaskan salmon fillets from Javier across the street, peonies from Rosario, tamales from Isabel, more plant starts from Shuli. The list goes on and on. Kimmerer says, the next stage of human economy will emphasize cooperation over competition. It will encourage circulation over hoarding. And it will be cyclical, not linear. The economy will shrink and our lives will grow. If you've ever moved to a different city or state away from your support system, you know that it is not easy to find new friends and build community. But after only 2 years, we are in awe at how our front yard garden has helped us in our new lives here. Being pulled away from my garden tasks to chit-chat on the sidewalk with a neighbor helps me feel connected, appreciated, and just plain happier. About happiness, Kimmerer says, what if our metrics for well-being included birdsong, the crescendo of crickets on a summer evening, and neighbors calling to each other across the road? To be clear, I realize not everyone has the privilege of owning a house, or the luxury of spare time, or even interest to tend a garden. But what would it look like if instead of keeping our excess time, money, knowledge, or stuff to ourselves, we made the decision to be more generous about gifting? I've certainly got enough tomatoes. In what other areas in my life do I have enough? Am I willing to keep going with this idea of the gift economy with more than just my tomatoes? Kimmerer says, recognizing enoughness is a radical act in an economy that is always urging us to consume more. So that's my new quest, to take an honest look at my stuff, my time, my money, and other resources to see if I'm able to say, I think I have enough here. Where should I start? Maybe with my pumpkins?